Got room for one more? They call him the hangman. When the handbill says dead or alive, the rest of us just shoot you in the back, come up on top of a perch somewhere and bring you in dead over a saddle. But when John Roof the hangman catches you, you hang.
Get in, boys! This here is Daisy Domergue. She's wanted dead or alive for murder. When that sun comes out, I'm taking this woman to hang. Is there anybody here committed to stopping me from doing that?
Well, well, well. Looks like Minnie's haberdashery is about to get cozy for the next few days.
Yes, it does.
It's time for Movie Month. It is my third annual Movie Month, in which I will be watching 30 movies in 30 days, and I'll either hate them or give them praise.
That's it. It's over. I'm done. 30 movies, 30 days, and this, my 30th and final podcast episode for Movie Month 2016. And I couldn't have picked a better movie to go out on. Tonight, I watched the most recent Quentin Tarantino film, The Hateful Eight. Another long one. Another epic movie. And while The Revenant was kind of a spectacular film, this was also a spectacular film, but on a whole different spectrum. Just an amazing, fun, incredibly violent, over-the-top violent, cartoon violent at some point film, which is perfect that it came out on Christmas Day 2015. And it took me this long to see it. I'm psyched because last year I watched Django Unchained as part of Movie Month. And of course, 1 year later, I watched another Quentin Tarantino movie. And, you know, when I look back at all the Quentin Tarantino movies, I'm pretty sure I've seen them all. I don't think I've missed any of them at this point. He's directed 8 movies, and I don't think there's one in there that I dislike. Oh, well, I don't want to say there's one. Okay, I'm actually completely lying, because I don't think I've ever seen Kill Bill completely. I saw Kill Bill. I remember watching most of Kill Bill 1 and never going back for Kill Bill 2, which is insane. So I think I know what's going to be happening next year. But I remember years ago, my brother bringing home Reservoir Dogs from the video store that we worked at, and watching this movie, not knowing anything about it, and knowing some of the actors, knowing Harvey Keitel, I think, recognizing Michael Madsen and Tim Roth. Funny that they're also in tonight's film. And remember thinking this was such a cool, hip new movie. I was, trying to watch cooler movies and get into more cinematic things, and this was definitely one of those movies. And then I went to see Pulp Fiction in the theater, and I mean, I freaking fell in love with that movie. After Pulp Fiction, it was, what the hell was it? Jackie Brown was the next one. I took my wife, my girlfriend at the time, to see that one, and that was it. No, that wasn't really it. As far as seeing them in the theater, that was it. I never saw the Grindhouse movie. That's the one, Death Proof, which was part of Grindhouse. I never saw that. So, but then I loved Inglourious Bastards, loved Django Unchained, and I loved The Hateful Eight. So, I know. a lot about Kill Bill, and one day I'm going to go back and watch that. But it's not about that. It's about this movie tonight. I don't even know what to say. There was a big pause of silence in there, and it's just such a cool movie. It's like it felt like you could be watching a play, because besides some of the beginning, it all took place pretty much in one scene, one location, indoors, and you could definitely see this as a film, as a play. I mean, somehow they'd have to figure out the violence, but it was just pure acting, pure amazing acting performances from Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Sam Jackson, Bruce Dern, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth. But the one I was most excited about was Walton Goggins. I don't know if you know who Walton Goggins is. People who are fans of television, and good television, like The Shield or Justified, they know who Walton Goggins is. And they know how awesome of an actor he is. And hopefully, people who aren't fans of that discovered how awesome this guy is. And if they have a chance, go back and watch Justified. He was awesome on The Shield. And he was a guy on The Shield that you loved and hated and were afraid of. And ultimately hated towards the end, at the very end. And then you see him on the show Justified, and you thought, okay, he's a bit part in this, but he's still the guy from The Shield. And you love him more, and I feel like his role in Justified has become that's his standout role. And he's been little things. He played a very strange role in Sons of Anarchy. He played a transsexual. Was that the right? Yeah. He played a woman, a man who became a woman, and even yet he played it unbelievably, by the way, and still yet he was on like one of the last seasons of Community, where he played like a lawyer, and he was in one episode and he was hilarious. The guy is a great actor, and I just hope this is kind of his launching pad for bigger and better things. And nowadays television is so great. I don't care if he comes back and has his own TV show or stars in a TV show in some respect. But he's the name and he's the performance that I hope people were surprised of, but not the people who know him already, not the people who are fans of him already. They know how great he is, so nothing surprising there. And the things that were cool, there's Tarantino has a style where it's very like the opening credits are almost, it's like a throwback. Even the ending credits were a throwback. Just how it's so many credits are at the beginning, like old movies used to show. How there are, even just the way the credits are done on the screen, the music that he chooses, the big giant sweeping shots. There's so much to love about this movie that I can't even, like, I need to watch it again. I think it's 2 hours and 47 minutes long, and I want to watch it again. I want to go onto the IMDb and I want to devour all the trivia, all the stuff. The thing that was cool, now it wasn't a spoiler because his name was in the credits, so this movie's also from last year, so I'm just going to say it. Channing Tatum, what the hell was he doing in this movie? You think of this guy early on as not being a quote-unquote actor, and then you see him in 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, hilarious, and he was supposed to be really good in Foxcatcher. I never did see that, but then he's in this, and he's a scary dude, and he's very believable. And even Jennifer Jason Leigh, awesome. I mean, I can't say enough good things about all the actors. Even there's a guy, I don't remember his name, the actor's name. He played the Mexican named Bob. I've seen him on a show called The Bridge, which was a remake of another show. It was on for a couple seasons. And even that guy was like good. And there was like a weird moment where there's a really like dark story being told by Sam Jackson to Bruce Dern about Bruce Dern's son. And the guy's playing Silent Night on the piano. And it was like so tense the way it was going down. It was unbelievable. And that is Quentin Tarantino right there. The choices that he makes with music and setting up things, and even setting up the beginning with the jelly bean. I need to go back and see, was there glass on the end? Was there something missing up on the jelly bean thing? I mean, Sam Jackson was catching a lot of things that were going on, and the way it ended. Look, it's a Tarantino movie, so you pretty much expect just about everybody to die, and that's, spoiler alert. That's what happened. You assume, and yet the good guys, quote unquote, win, or the people you end up rooting for win. So, what else can I say? If you have a chance, it's streaming anywhere. You can rent it for $3.99. I must admit, I went and rented it for $1.50 on the Red Box, and then burned it so I could watch it on my tablet. Yes, this movie was shot in 70 millimeter. 70 millimeter, made for a humongous screen, and I watched it on a 7-inch tablet. So, I don't think I saw it exactly the way that Quentin wanted me to, but what can I say? I held it up to my face close enough that it looked like I was watching it on a big screen. And I'm sorry, I just saw an announcement that Kill Bill 3 is happening, Volume 3. It has been announced. Well, it looks like I have to see Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2 now, don't I? But look, I think I love Tarantino's style, and I love his movies. So even there was a weird thing where he was doing voiceover. It was almost like he was reading his own script, which I thought was pretty cool. Just a weird little unique thing. He likes to throw these weird things in, and that was the weird thing in this movie. Oh, I'm getting tired. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I gotta finish up here, get this post up, because I have 1 hour to get it done. And you know what? Then it's over. Movie month is over. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself tomorrow, except not watch a movie, because I don't watch a lot of movies outside of this month. But this month, I've watched a lot of movies. 30 to be exact. And in the last 3 years, I've watched 90 movies in 90 days. Now imagine if I did FNE movie year, 365 movies in 365 days. Yeah, I don't have enough followers to do something like that. I barely have enough followers to do something like this. But if you have been following along, if you have been listening, I want to thank you, because this I really do this for me. The whole idea of the movie month, which started with just blog posts, was just to see if I could do it. If I could come up with an idea, it gives me an excuse to say, here's a project for my blog, and I get to watch a lot of movies in the process. And, it'll force me to finally sit down and watch this movie, because I say, I don't want to sit down for a couple hours and watch a movie. I can just watch a couple episodes of a TV show or watch a baseball game, and I do that instead. But now I can finally sit down and say, hey, I'm going to watch this movie. I want to see that movie. Guess what? I will see that movie someday. So there were a bunch of movies that I didn't see this year that I wanted to see. I was thinking of finally seeing the Taken movies. Didn't happen. I was thinking about finally seeing all the Mission Impossible movies. I've seen the first one, but none of the other ones. That didn't happen either. So there's plenty of movies, plenty of days left. For plenty of movies I haven't seen, and plenty of new movies that'll be coming out next year that I can watch for next year. Will I do 30 podcasts? Yeah, I might, because sometimes recording the podcast is easier than typing a blog, because I can just spew any crap that comes out of my mouth, and it really doesn't have to have any fact or plot or anything. And I can touch upon the movie a little while I'm sitting here in my in-laws' house, June 30th, waiting for 4th of July, about to go back and finish Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the third time. And instead of typing it, sometimes it's just easier. Now it's the job of getting it up, and I have 1 hour to do so. Also, I thought it was pretty cool. Oh, yeah, there's going to be sequels. There's going to be Fast 8. There's going to be maybe all 3 Kill Bills next year. I don't know. And I know there's going to be something else. I forget. There's other sequels to movies that are becoming. Oh, well, I'm all set for Transformers 5. I'm really excited about that. But I have to say that this movie ended up being. Now, part of me said I should watch Furious 7 on day 7 and Hateful 8 on day 8. But this ended up being sort of a nice Kurt Russellian bookend for a month. Because I started with Furious 7. Kurt Russell was in that. I ended with The Hateful 8. Kurt Russell was in that too. Next year I'll be watching Furious 8 or Fast 8 or And 8. Kurt Russell will be in that too. So, yeah. It's all about synergy. It's all about Kurt Russell. I watched, I think this was the only Sam Jackson movie. I've seen a lot of Tyrese Gibson the last few years with Transformers and Fast and Furious movies. I think this is the only Jennifer Jason Leigh movie. I'm thinking about people I've seen tonight. Yeah, I mean, not a lot. Tom Hardy, yesterday was the only Tom Hardy movie. I'm trying to think who's the person I saw the most this month. And, you know, I'm not really sure I can think of it right now, but maybe I'll do all the math and put one more post up. Not a podcast. No more podcast. But as for now, movie month 2016 is officially over. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike. You can find me at Geek Mentality. On Facebook, it's Fans Not Experts. On the web, it's fansnotexperts.com. On Twitter, Facebook, anywhere else, if you search hashtag FNE Movie Month, you'll find us. You'll find me. SoundCloud, it's FNE Movie Month, FNE Movie Month 2, and FNE Movie Month 3. And, yeah, I mean, really, what else can I say? Thank you guys for listening. For those of you who have listened, thank you guys for subscribing. I don't have a lot of subscribers on my podcast, but those of you who are subscribed have stayed subscribed, and I thank you. And really, I think for the last time this year, my opening music, which this month has become my closing music, shall play when I say those words, play my song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.